Last week, stolen emails from top researchers were posted online. Global warming skeptics saying those emails suggest that scientists may have worked together to manipulate global warming data. Defenders say those emails are being used out of context.
Thousands of hacked emails showing global warming scientists blasting researchers who do not buy into their doomsday scenarios.
A lot of people are changing their minds about the theory of man-made global warming on the heels of a major scientific scandal concerning researchers and their behavior.
More damaging emails surfacing. Thousands more being sifted through as we speak, as the science behind global warming faces its biggest challenge
So it's safe
ever.
to say that Climategate has revealed that global warming and that movement is run by hacks and frauds, and given that Al Gore personifies the movement, maybe that shouldn't come as any surprise. But the political fallout from the scandal, well, that's just beginning. The head of the UN's International Panel on Climate Change is calling for an investigation on the subject, and GOP lawmakers, well, they want to say.
Climategate, the controversy that emerged after some 1,000 emails between climate scientists were hacked in November 2009. In the wake of Climategate, media and skeptics pounced on the idea that these emails proved climate change to be a hoax, and public confidence in the science of climate change declined precipitously. The debate goes like this. To tell us what the Earth's climate was like before we started recording temperatures in the mid-1800s, scientists rely on clues like ice cores, corals, and tree rings. These clues tell us that the world started to heat up faster than ever beginning shortly after the Industrial Revolution, a good indicator that humans are causing climate change. But after Climategate, skeptics had an aha moment, pointing to an email from a scientist with a so-called trick to hide a, quote, decline in historical temperatures. They began arguing that these clues can't be trusted, or if they can, they show that the world is cooling, not warming, since the hidden decline shows a dip in the warming trend starting from about 1960. We started out with a 2001 report by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the leading international authority on global warming, which declared that humans were having a discernible influence on global climate and had plenty of graphs to prove it. This graph in the report illustrated historical temperatures from a large collection of tree rings, ice cores, and coral data going back to the year 1000, along with more recent recorded temperatures. All of these lines told more or less the same story, that starting in the 20th century, the Earth started warming at unprecedented rates. But where was the so-called decline? We heard that the decline came from tree ring studies, so we focused our search on the tree ring data in the IPCC graph. We contacted several scientists who sent us a collection of data sets. One started to show a decline, but the data ended in 1960. We emailed Michael Mann, the climate scientist known as the originator of the hockey stick graph. Mann said we were looking at the wrong tree ring data sets and pointed us to an article published in 2002 in the journal Science. When we plotted this data set, we saw a clear decline right around 1960, but we still had no idea as to what happened to world temperatures after 1960. Then, a miracle happened. We received a letter from the lead author of the tree ring studies in question, Keith Briffa. He explained, the particular sample of tree ring density measurements used to determine the world's temperatures did show a decline following 1960, possibly due to increased exposure to carbon dioxide. But that sample data was computed in a way that wasn't scientifically useful. Meaning, basically, that all the fuss over the decline came from one obscure data set showing tree ring densities in some high-latitude regions. When that data was computed in one specific way, that formula gave scientists the wrong idea about the Earth's climate over multiple centuries. And when they realized this, they stopped using that formula on tree ring data to look at temperatures after 1960 and relied more on things like, say, actual recorded temperatures. So really, the mystery of the decline was no mystery at all. Just a messy debate resulting from poor communication and misinterpretation.
If only an impartial arbiter could come in. remove the warming debate's political implications and just examine the science. And if only that person could be funded in large part by two titans of a seldom heard constituency of the global warming debate, the oil industry. Yes, Richard Mueller, the Berkeley physics professor who took on the challenge of re-examining climate data, had, as his biggest private funders, oil billionaires and Tea Party heartthrobs, Charles and David Koch. So you see where this research is going. Sure enough, last week, skeptical Doc Mueller announced his results in an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal, and, well, whoa, global warming is real. Did not see that coming. Yes, the study, funded by the Koch brothers, confirms that the original research was actually correct. The Earth is getting warmer. Climategate was a huge news story. I bet debunking Climategate is gonna be huger. I don't get this, man. Climategate was huge news. The debunking of Climategate got a total of 24 seconds of cable news coverage.
Glenn Beck didn't report on this at all. Last fall, when the emails were leaked, he called global warming a big hoax, and he said, why has no network covered this global warming fix? Why has Glenn Beck and others not revisited it? And you're saying it's the complexity.
I do, and what would be the headline for you? It says, climate scientists cleared of cooking the books, but, you know, it's a very mitigated kind of situation, and when there's complexity like that, I think that, you know, journalists who are, or editors anyway, put stuff on the front page, are inclined to say, you know what, we'll punt. And these Climategate emails have given those who are skeptics a reason to say, you see, it was a plot from the beginning, and the liberal media has bought into it, and they're selling us a bill of goods, and et cetera, when there had been, or there has been, I believe there still is, wide agreement on the science. So when you find out that the scientists are not giving access to the other side, to the research, or that maybe the data that involves the temperature rises might not be so solid, I think it puts journalists who are trying to report on this in a weird position because they don't really know what to believe.